ओम शांति। ऐसी महिमा कोई मनुष्य की नहीं होती है। गीत में सुना ना कि त्वमेव माताश्च पिता त्वमेव, अर्थात तुम माता पिता बंधु सखा सब तुम हो। तो ये कोई मनुष्य की महिमा नहीं है। ऐसी महिमा कोई भी मनुष्य को नहीं दी जा सकती है। भले देवता हो ना, तो देवता की भी ऐसी महिमा नहीं की जा सकती है, क्योंकि देवता भी समझो श्री नारायण है तो उनका बच्चा, हाँ, तो वो भी उसकी महिमा ऐसे कोई तुम्हें माता पिता या कुछ नहीं, जैसे वो भी अपना हर एक क्या माँ बाप होते हैं, वैसे देवताओं के भी बच्चे वो उनके माँ बाप। परंतु इस किस्म की महिमा एक ही परमात्मा की है। कोई भी देवता की भी या कोई मनुष्य की भी ये महिमा नहीं की जा सकती है। परंतु परमात्मा की भी क्यों महिमा है, किस लिए महिमा है, वो समझना है। उसको हम क्यों कहते हैं तुम माता पिता हम बालक तेरे, ऐसी ऐसी महिमा क्यों देते हैं। कभी तो हमारे जरूर है कि माता पिता बंधु सखा सबका आकर करके उसने संबंध का साथ दिया है, तब तो गाते हैं नहीं। बाकी ऐसे नहीं। परमात्मा की भी कोई ऐसे ही महिमा है, खाली महिमा का भी कोई अर्थ चाहिए ना। बिना अर्थ से तो मतलब गाते रहे और बोलते रहे, कोई मीनिंग नहीं हो तो उसमें भी कोई रहस्य तो रहा ही नहीं। तो जो भी हम परमात्मा की महिमा भी गाते हैं तो ये भी हमें मालूम होना चाहिए कि उसकी महिमा किस आधार पर है। जरूर हमारे लिए कुछ किया हो तब तो हम उसकी भी महिमा गाएं। तो हम परमात्मा की भी इस तरीके से जो महिमा गाते हैं, तुम माता तुम पिता तुम बंधु तुम सखा तुम सब, तो क्यों उनको तुम सब क्यों कहा है। उसने हमारे तुम सब बन के यानी सभी संबंध का हमको क्या उसने फायदा दिया है, तब तो हम उसकी महिमा भी यथार्थ समझे ना। तो अभी देखो अर्थ से अपन जानते हैं। तो ये तो महिमा भक्ति मार्ग में ऐसे करते आए हैं, लेकिन अपने पास अभी इसका ज्ञान है यथार्थ कि उनकी महिमा क्यों है। क्योंकि उसने आकर कर करके अभी इस टाइम पर, ये जो प्रेजेंट टाइम है जिसको ही कहा जाता है कलयुगी दुनिया के अंत का समय, और सतयुगी नई दुनिया के आदि का समय, जिसको संगम का टाइम कहा जाता है, तो उसी टाइम पर आकर करके उसने हम आत्माओं मनुष्य आत्माओं को ये सहारा दिया है दुख के टाइम पर। इसीलिए उसका गायन है पतितों को पावन करने वाला आदि आदि।
Om Shanti. Be full with the feeling of uplifting others and have mercy on those who defame you. Special deity of the devotees, a soul who is going to reach the highest destination of a yogi life, will transform slander into praise, rejection into respect, insult into self-confidence, defamation into upliftment, and will remain constantly victorious. Such a soul will be equal to the Father, one of the 8 jewels, and a special deity of the devotees. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar. Today is day 13. Be full with the feeling of uplifting others and have mercy on those who defame you. Today's topic: special deity of the devotees. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Baba talks about Karmatit stage. Baba also speaks about to be like Baba. Baba talks about our stage of perfection and the definition of a yogi. A yogi is described to be maintaining one's own original eternal stage while facing various situations, diverse situations. But yogi maintains that stage of economy in equal state, no fluctuations, whether it is praise or defamation, whether it is respect or lack of respect. It says further that whether it is defeat or victory. So any kind of situations, but a true yogi remains in a stable state. And I think that most of us have gone through all these situations. I remember that when I came to Baba in Delhi, there were many who used to come. And based on their wrong impression about Brahma Kumaris, will come and say things which were very nonsense. It really were not good. But at that time, there was so much intoxication, so much faith in Baba, and love for the people. I don't remember I ever reacted. Someone's anger, someone's attachment, someone's, but you just said, but that's the nature of that soul. And also, okay, settling of karmic accounts. I shouldn't respond same way, whether it is anger or ego or whatever. So that elevates you, and then you become one who can help others to transform. Not only that, but then you become deity for that soul. Because that soul will say, it's all because of you it happened. It's because you gave this attainment it happened. And our then good wishes for them is what a deity's personal deity or Ishta deity will do. So Baba is saying special deity of the devotees. Some people only go to Lakshmi Narayan temple. Some will go to Hanuman temple. Some will go to Lord Rama's temple, right? So it's like a personal deity. A soul who is going to reach the highest destination of a yogi life will transform slander into praise, rejection into respect, insult into self-confidence, defamation into upliftment, and will remain constantly victorious. Such a soul will be equal to the Father, one of the eight jewels, and a special deity of the devotees. So Baba sometimes give example that some are Lord Rama's devotees, some Lord Krishna. So they want to worship Lord Rama, even if the same temple, and they don't like the fragrance or whatever they offer that goes to another deity. Or some will offer to everyone, right? They go bow in front of everyone. So Baba is saying that when you go beyond all these behavior of people, it's your stage, but also they watch you. And when they watch you and they really kind of appreciative but surprised to see, how can you not feel bad? How come you have such a stage? It doesn't fluctuate. So worshipping is coming from that attainment or what they see in your stage. So that is why someone said, whatever we teach, and if impractical we are doing that, it gives power to others. Recently, someone was sharing experience that you tell everyone, don't get upset, don't get angry, speak gently, softly, slowly. And then you don't do that, right? So then the faith of that person starts fluctuating in you. So whatever we teach, we have to be image of that. And when we are Sarup and the image, then it's easy for others to look at you and their Ishtadev. So it's very interesting, good to have homework, reflection, and then practice. Right? Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Avyakti Parivar. Now, Sister Mohini and Mama has given us some very beautiful points to look at in relation to what we're going to be practicing tomorrow. And what strikes me about the practice that we have to do tomorrow, it's a very deep practice. And it's about being souls that Baba is molding and shaping into becoming these Ishtadevs, these deities, now, the goddesses now, that would be serving humanity at the time they need to be served in a way that would give them strength. So this transformation process of transforming slander into praise is an interesting one, because slander is a term that is used when your character is targeted. So if someone wants to slander you, they would say something against your good character. And usually this is done not because of a big reason. It usually starts with very small reasons. For instance, if someone feels you're not listening to them, you're not seeing them, you're not communicating with them, to get back at you, they may want to attack you. And the way they will attack you is by attacking your character. They may remember a time that you did something bad, and then they would use that to justify why they are attacking your character. And then they would make up a list of things based on that past experience, and then they would continue to say things against you and targeting your character. So when this happens, when that slandering happens, what happens to us? How do we respond? And we respond usually with a question that Baba tells us not to ask. And that question is why? Why should someone target my character? Why should someone want to hurt me in this way? Well, if I want to be one who Baba is teaching how to become a deity to serve, then I'm not going to allow this question of why. I'm not going to spend much time meditating on why. I will remember what Baba said to me, and Baba will say, don't ask why, just fly. Because regardless of the reason for their lies or their slander in relation to me, I'm responsible for one thing. And what I'm responsible for is how I respond to that slander. So now I have to transform this slander into praise. So the first thing I'll do is refrain from reacting. Do not react. I will then maybe take a few deep breaths and then think about what Baba has said about my character, about my sanskaras. And in order to refresh my memory, I may want to practice the 5 forms. And when I do that, then my swarup will be filled with the characteristics of those 5 forms. And so that will be where I will set myself. So the important question is not to ask why they are slandering me, but it's to ask myself, how can I respond in a way that would glorify Baba? Because this transformation is not about praising myself or praising another, but it is about what Mama said. It should be the praise for Baba. How is Baba protecting me, and how he is from the slander, and how I become an instrument for Baba's praise in serving others. The other one that Baba told us to transform, or we're going to be working on tomorrow, is transforming rejection into respect. Now, when someone is rejected, that rejection will touch their feelings, so they will feel hurt. So when we encounter a situation in which we are feeling rejected, then the first thing we have to do is remind ourselves of our value, that what someone is telling me is one person saying something to me through which I'm feeling rejected. But to remind myself that my value goes beyond this single relationship, this single interaction that is happening. Again, I will focus on the things that Baba has told me about my own self-respect. And then from this inner state of self-respect, I will then proceed to turning rejection into a learning process. Because when the heart is hurt, it is very difficult to instantly change it. So I have to practice remembrance, practice my own self-respect, and through this practice, learn how to experience what is true about me versus what someone else is saying about me or rejecting me for. So there are a few things to transform rejection into respect. The first thing I will do is that if I feel something after being rejected, I will acknowledge those feelings. I will acknowledge I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling disappointed. Maybe I'm feeling frustrated. But I will acknowledge those feelings, but don't judge myself. Don't accept them as mine. I'm just going to acknowledge that they exist. The second thing I would do is reflect on the experience that is happening inside of me. Why am I feeling rejected? And what can I learn from that rejection? And how can this learning take me into a deeper recognition of my true self? of that self that Baba wants me to recognize. And then I will emerge the things that Baba has told me about how much I'm worthy to him. And then I will connect to that self-worth. He's telling me I'm his child. He's telling me I'm his instrument. He's telling me that I am co-creating the golden age with him. So those things will fill my heart. The feelings of how Baba is seeing me and how Baba is including me and how Baba is keeping me close. And then I would also practice self-mercy, because one of the things that happens to us when we feel rejected is that we self-criticize. We criticize ourselves a lot. We take the blame. We kind of punish ourselves. So instead of doing that, we should offer ourselves the mercy. And what is this mercy? We should try to understand ourselves in the light of the way I would understand a good friend. So if a good friend came and told me they felt rejected, how would I help that person? How will I have mercy for them? How would I try to help them to get out of it? I must extend that same treatment to myself. And then I must focus on my strengths and my accomplishments that I have had in my Brahmin lives. So I must remind myself of those strengths and of those accomplishments. And then I must recognize that rejection is a temporary thing that is happening. It's a temporary setback, perhaps, that should last for a very short time. And it is not a permanent reflection of my own original qualities and my own original qualities, or the worth that Baba has brought to my attention, that Baba is reminding me of. The other one is an interesting one too. It's about turning insult into self-confidence. And this is a very interesting one, because when I was thinking of it, usually when we think of insult, is what someone else has done to me. But sometimes my own nature could be such that I indulge in self-insult. So for instance, if my nature is one in which I find it very hard to accept a compliment, it means that even if someone offers me a word of encouragement, or they offer me a compliment, such as if they say, you know, you look good today, I might say to myself, oh, are they telling me that I look good today because I didn't look good yesterday? Was something wrong with me yesterday? That's self-insult. I'm insulting myself. I can't accept that compliment because there is something inside me, and I call it an insult of myself, not to be able to do that. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I'm worthy of that compliment. Or if she or he would say, you know, you're looking very strong, meaning that your yoga must be improving, I would then interpret that as, oh, does it mean I was looking weak the last time he or she saw me? Now, to be thinking like that when someone is trying to be nice to me is a form of self-insult, because these thoughts would churn. Baba talks about churning. It would churn like butter in our heads, and we would churn them over and over again. And to churn these thoughts that put me down because of my low self-esteem is a way in which I indulge in self-insult. So the point I'm making here is to show that there's a much deeper cause of feeling insulted by someone else. And the cause is that when my confidence is low, and when even the most well-intentioned compliment can trigger a series of self-inflicted emotional fluctuations, then those are forms of self-insult. So what should I do here to change it, to transform it? When Baba speaks to us, he reminds us of the vision he has for us, and he helps us to build our confidence. So if while listening to Baba, I respond from a low self-esteem and I doubt what he is saying about me, it means that I don't have faith in my true self. And so it doesn't have anything to do with what Baba is saying. It has to do with me not accepting what he's saying because my confidence in myself is low. And so I insult myself when I think what Baba is saying about me is too elevated for me and I cannot become that. If we could only believe in what Baba is saying to us to be true, think about how liberated and how beautiful we will all become, and we will change self-insult into self-confidence. It would be very easy. And then finally, Baba, what we're practicing tomorrow is transforming defamation into upliftment. One of the things about defamation to upliftment, one of the things that causes defamation is perhaps to accept that we cannot be everything for everyone. We can only be who we are. We can only be ourselves. And that's what Baba wants us to be. He says, you know, you are who you are what you are, but you are mine. And I've accepted that about you. But when we are gripped, the thing that causes defamation, I feel, is our desires. So when we are gripped by our desires and we hold ourselves to the high expectations in trying very hard to fulfill those desires, we then block ourselves from receiving from Baba because our desires become the block. And we must remember that we cannot force our desires to fulfill our spiritual needs. They don't work together. We have to let go of the desires and to let Baba work with us in fulfilling our spiritual needs. Because desires are the cause of defamation. So when my desire isn't fulfilled, I would defame Baba, I would blame Baba, or I would blame others. I would defame them by saying they did this and that and the other and stood in the way of the fulfillment of my desires. So how do we transform this? Letting go and releasing our desires is not about saying like, I don't want to aspire to something higher. No, that's not what this is all about. It's about releasing our fixation on an end result that I want. So instead of purifying myself and beautifying myself in the way Baba wants me to do it, I am becoming that deity by painting myself according to what I think I should be. I'm imposing this desire to be a deity, and I'm fixed on a certain result and an end result of what a deity is. But being a deity means I have to clean myself, and then Baba beautifies me. He gives me the beauty of the treasures of knowledge. I inculcate it, and I then become the embodiment of it. And so desires also come from the fear of the unknown. I don't know, what this life is all about. I don't know where it's leading me. And so I take control of this life. But spiritual life is not about taking a control over it. It's about allowing it to flow. And so when I take control over something, it means the control that I take over it is because of my desires. And those desires to take control over a life that is in the hands of Baba will lead to defamation of myself. And so how do we transform defamation into upliftment? we must be aware, and we all are aware of Baba's divine plan. And so by letting go of our desires through remembrance of Baba, we allow the flow of Baba's Shakti, of Baba's love, of Baba's light, of Baba's truth to guide us in the accurate way at the accurate time, and it uplifts us. And what does it uplift us from? The limitation of the desires that pull us down. And so this is my turning on how we transform these various things and how we must take self-responsibility in that transformation. Because it's not about transformation of others, it's about having mercy for myself first, transforming myself first, and then allowing that transformation to make me a better instrument so that Baba can use me to serve others and to fulfill that which will uplift them, give them respect, give them self-confidence, and make them into these beautiful beings that Baba wants them to be. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Vyakti Parivar. So tomorrow is Sunday and our schedule from Amrit Vela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Meditation will start at 6 a.m. followed by Hindi Sakar Murli, followed by meditation, Bhog offering, then English Avek Murli. In the evening 6 o'clock Bhakti will start, followed by Hindi series and English series. Now we will remember Baba.
ओ बाबा तुम्हारे मिलन की लगन ये नजारा वो रह रह के दिखला रही है। ओ बाबा तुम्हारे मिलन की लगन ये नजारा वो रह रह के दिखला रही है। वही प्यार है पालना भी वही है, तो भी याद साकार की आ रही है। ओ बाबा तुम्हारे मिलन की लगन ये। कई बार बाबा को जैसे है देखा, ये वो भी है कहता जो आया नया है। कई बार बाबा को जैसे है देखा, ये वो भी है कहता जो आया नया है। बिना डोर के सबके मन को है बांधा, ये जादू नहीं तो भला और क्या है। यही मेरा बाबा, यही मेरा बाबा, यही मेरा बाबा, यही मेरा बाबा। ये धुन पत्थरों को भी पिघला रही है। ओ बाबा तुम्हारे मिलन की लगन ये। फरिश्तों सा चलना, वो दृष्टि का देना, वो पत्रों का लिखना, झुलाए जो झूठ मित्रों का लिखना, झुलाए जो झूले, वो बच्चों से मिलना, वो टोली खिलाना, कहाँ तक गिनाए भुलाए न भूले, वही यादें नैना हमारे सजल के, वही यादें नैना हमारे सजल के, तन और मन को भी नहला रही है, ओ बाबा तुम्हारे मिलन की लगन ये। जुबां मेरी है एक छोटी सी नैया, वो साकार यादें है सागर के जैसी। जुबां मेरी है एक छोटी सी नैया, वो साकार यादें है सागर के जैसी। गहरे दिखाए भी तो शब्दों में कहे के कैसे, वो दिन भी थे प्यारे, ये दिन भी है प्यारे, वो दिन भी थे प्यारे, ये दिन भी है प्यारे, यही बात अब दिल को बहला रही है, ओ बाबा तुम्हारे मिलन की लगन ये, नजारा वो रह रह के दिखला रही है, वही प्यार है पालना भी वही है, तो भी याद साकार की आ रही है, ओ बाबा तुम्हारे मिलन की लगन ये।
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi, Om Shanti
Om Shanti Didi. Thank you,
Shanti व्यक्ति
Baba.
परिवार Om Shanti
Shanti Gechuban.
Om Shanti Evci
Shanti
Parivar.
Vyakti Parivar.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti
to
Om
everyone.
Shanti.
Thank you.
Om Shanti Gachuban and
Good night,
Abhijit
Didi.
Parivar.